All right, here we are with Christopher Titus, and we have the 2014 Roush Stage 3. This is the big daddy of Roush Mustangs. This thing's pretty badass.
Now, I know that I took out a base level GT with a Coyote motor in it when they first came out, and I have to be honest, two things that I noticed about the new style Mustang: very BMW-like in its ride, and that motor is just butter, just the sweetest motor. So then you take that motor and you give it to Jack Roush, who is like literally our car version of Iron Man. He's basically our Tony Stark.
Right.
You know, survives airplane crashes, whatever. He
does survive airplane crashes.
He taught physics. I was looking up and it says he taught mathematics and physics. By the way, if he taught physics, you don't need to put mathematics in there. We got it. So he's basically, you know, he's a drag racer. He built every kind of motor for every kind of racing. He's actually got he's got an NHRA championship with Gap. He's got his NASCAR teams. And so the one thing I didn't like when I drove, and then I drove a Cobra. Okay, now here's what I want to know what the changes are. When I drove the Cobra, I thought the shifter was really tough. It was like it was almost work to drive it.
Right.
If I was going to live in it as a race car, I'd be like, okay, I could get used to this. But daily car, I couldn't do it. Did they fix any of that stuff in the new body?
It is. This I actually took this car to Buttonwillow and got a bunch of laps. The clutch is butter. The shifting is great. The motor is absolutely phenomenal, like you're talking about. Now, they pump this one up with their Roush Supercharger. This thing makes 575 horsepower. And that's basically in its stock form, emissions legal. Now, you can do an upgrade. They have sort of a cold air filter, a conical filter package and a tune that'll pump it to 625.
Right.
And then if you go with the built motor, the Illuminator engine motor, you can get it to 675 horsepower.
Wow.
But 575 seems like enough for me because this thing was hauling ass around the track.
Here's because I know it's still got the lever axle. It's not in the rear. So at what point are you losing so much in traction that there's got to be a perfect level of horsepower? Like 575, it seems that's about limit, right? Because at 625, 650, aren't you just blowing the tires off pretty much when you want?
Look, if I was a better driver, then I could probably handle 625 or 675. But as it is right now, it worked out perfectly. I give the car back to Roush in one piece, which they appreciate. That's the only way I'm ever going to get another one to drive.
Did they lock down the traction control button? Do not touch the traction control button?
I didn't touch the traction control button. and there were more than one time around the track I'm like, oh, I can feel the traction control doing its job. Good job, traction control.
Thank you
so
for
smart.
You're
so smart.
Your ass starts to stick out. That's right. Oh, thank you.
They also did the brake upgrade. It's got the 14-inch diameter brakes, and I believe these are the 4-piston calipers.
Right.
I think they have a 6-piston upgrade as well. They love putting their name all over it.
Yeah, he signed it in 14 or 15 places.
Yeah, he signed it here. It's signed twice on the dash.
Yes.
So this makes it all emissions legal. This is the stock airbox, and because of that, you can buy this thing and drive it pretty much anywhere. Now you can go to their conical air filter, and that'll bump it from the 575 to 625 horse.
How is that possible? How is the air filter change bumping it to 50 horsepower?
Combined with the tune. So they'll change the tune a little bit.
So
it'll actually bring in more air. More air. They do the tune, add more fuel. They can add a little bit more timing, and they can get a 50 horsepower bump out of it. You said they're smart guys.
But why not just do that then? Why not just? But 575 is great. It's great.
You know, the Coyote engine, I think, is such an awesome engine, the 4-valve.
I think what's amazing about it, and I think they need to put their name on more stuff. Number one, that's number one. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Only 6 things in the engine compartment. I think they've kind of 7. 8, 9. All right. They're good. That's good. That's enough.
Okay.
So this is a Roush Mustang.
Yes.
I just want to make sure. So the thing with the supercharger, now Roush doesn't make its own supercharger. Is that a Whipple-based unit, or is Roush making its own?
They start with the Eaton TVS screws.
Okay.
They're Eaton TVS 2300 screws, but then the rest they do make.
Oh, they do?
Yeah. Now, a bunch of supercharger manufacturers, Edelbrock and a bunch of guys, use the Eaton TVS screws, but then everybody sort of does their kit differently, and theirs is great. Their intercooler is underneath. The Coyote engine has such a deep galley area that they run the intercooler is down there. It's an air-to-water intercooler.
Wow. You know, it's weird. It's got both. It's got that European kind of little crackle, and it's also got that muscle car. It's almost like a.
They've got this thing. I don't know if it's just in the tuning or the way the Coyote's built, but it gives you just the right those downshift pops.
Yeah.
Those the backfires when you're downshift.
So you literally feel like Steve McQueen. Like
yeah.
It's called. That's what it's called. It's called the Steve McQueen option. When you come off in the corner. By the way, it's fun just to do that. I'm done. Like that's good. I already feel I'm bigger. I'm bigger now. That's nice. And they basically didn't. You've got boost gauge.
Yeah, they put the boost gauge in the AC vent, which is actually a pretty good idea.
Yeah, because
it doesn't block my sight up in the A-pillar.
And it keeps the boost gauge cool. You got air conditioning blowing on the good boost gauge, which in this car is working really hard.
Air blows around the vent. It works. It blows around.
So basically, they didn't really change that much the interior because
they added
upholstery upgrades. Nothing.
On this particular one, you're right. They recovered the seats. They added their Roush stuff, the gauges and the shift ball and all that stuff.
Right.
But in this one, they did sort of the Boss 302 Laguna Seca rear seat delete, and they put the brace in the back, which I thought was kind of cool. I really felt it on the track too, because I felt like the stiffness. I don't know.
And not that this car had that problem, but I drove the Boss and I drove the Laguna Seca, and it's weird how you can feel a difference.
Right.
Because when you're in the Boss, you're like, this thing's like a scalpel, and then you put the brace in the back, you're like, wow, it's even now I'm so far out of my ability. Like the car's so much better than I am, and then they just went a little further with it.
Yep. All right, so this is the 2014 Roush. Check this thing out. I don't have the sticker on it. You can look it up. I think the base package is $17,000 above the Mustang. So whether you buy however you get it equipped.
So Cobra's what? Cobra's what, about 60?
So the GT500 is about 60. This probably puts you in that 60, maybe $65,000 range. There's a couple options you can throw onto it, but that's kind of cool about it is you can get a bunch of different options.
And it's
you can change the horsepower levels, the wheels, the brakes. You've also got great factory support with Roush. Absolutely, and these guys, Roush technically is a manufacturer. You get your own window sticker, your own pricing, and your own warranty and stuff on it. So this is a cool car to get. So it's more rare, it's better, and honest to God, it's pretty badass. So you've got a lot going on, so they should check out ChristopherTitus.com. ChristopherTitus.com, the new special is out, Voice in My Head. Go check it out, and it's really funny. Hour and 47 minutes of comedy. Then go to FundAnything.com for one of the funniest movies ever written. I don't want to push it too far, but pretty much. Could be the funniest special movie. Unit the movie on FundAnything.com. Check it out. Let's invest in that movie. Let's get it done. Thanks, man. And where do I get this t-shirt? Oh, by the way, Combustion Speedwear. Go to CombustionSpeedwear.com if you want guy stuff. It's a piston. On the back of the shirt it says, if you don't know what's on the front, you need to slap your dad. So I'm Christopher Titus. This is CarCast for Matt DeAndre and myself. Thanks. I better wrap it up. He looked at me weird.